How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Just Nobody's Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Danny.
And today we're doing a podcast.
Woo!
If you're new to the channel, please smash the subscribe button and hit the like button, and also comment some of your theories or fun facts or stories you would like us to share on the podcast. And without further ado, let's get into the podcast.
Squid Game.
Squid Game. In this episode, we're going to be covering a lot of Squid Game theories, everything that we know.
Yeah.
And we're just going to let it rip.
Let it rip. We discussed a theory that we already know what two of the games will be.
We know the three of them.
We know three of them, actually.
Yeah, go ahead. You talk about the two.
But the two that I talked about
Yeah.
is actually the games we see on the wall,
Yes.
right? Now, we remember in season 1, if we look at the walls, we could see what games are coming next. Like almost basically every game was on the wall in season 1.
Right, when you remove the beds, you can see
Yeah.
them on the wall.
But this season, we only see 2 games,
Yeah.
right? And we know there's 3 games left.
Yes.
So those 2 are literally telling us what they're going to be. And you could see on the walls, you could see like people hanging from like super high places and like people are falling off.
Yes.
So it looks like monkey bars. Now it would make sense that it's monkey bars because we know it's like they're playing kids games. There's a playground, monkey bars. It's got to be monkey bars.
Yeah.
But then there's also another game it's like a checker pattern on the wall. Now people are speculating that could be human chess. Now I think this is a really good theory because it would make sense because the frontman is so psycho. He would make Gi-hun do this. He would make him against Gi-hun and they're moving the pieces, but they're just people.
So you're saying is like the frontman will divide the players
Yeah.
on one team and another team. Gi-hun will be in charge of playing chess with one half, and the frontman's going to play chess with the other half.
Yes.
And the frontman versus Gi-hun is going to go into each other.
Right. So then it's kind of like the strategic play of chess where Gi-hun has to try to keep everyone alive.
Yeah.
But obviously you're going to lose some pieces.
Right.
But it's just going to happen to the king might have to make the sacrifice for one side.
And you know what I think too?
Yeah.
Gi-hun, he is like in a position where he would rather sacrifice himself than have any other players die on his behalf, right?
Yeah.
I truly believe that. They're going to have something over him where it's going to make him have to cooperate with playing the game. Because I don't think he's going to want to just play to prove a point.
Right.
Like, he's not going to put other people's lives at risk.
Yeah.
After what happened to his friend, his
Right.
friend gets killed.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I just think there's nothing for him that would be like, let me go play this game to prove to you how crazy this is.
Right.
He's going to have to play this game reluctantly. And I think what the front man's going to do is he's going to have Gi-hun's daughter as like held hostage or something where it leads him to believe like, hey, look, I have to cooperate with the front man here or else my daughter dies.
Right.
Because otherwise, I don't see Gi-hun cooperating with the front man to play a game. He would rather die than have to play chess.
You know why I think that makes sense too? Because they literally had like a 10-second scene where Gi-hun calls his daughter, right?
For season 3?
For season 2. They had a split, like a very small scene where he calls his daughter.
What?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
and she goes like, "Is that you? Like, is that you?" And he just doesn't say anything.
Right.
Why have that scene if the daughter's not going to come into play later?
Yeah, I think she is.
Because just by him not saying anything on the phone to her, it shows how much power she would hold over him if they had her.
Yeah, I think he's worried too by calling her that the front man will know where she is.
Right. That is true.
And you know what? In all fairness, the front man already knows where she is. There's no way he doesn't.
Yeah.
So Gi-hun's daughter is going to play a role in season 3, why he's going to have to cooperate.
Right. Now, the next theory is about someone that we think is dead, but really isn't. Now, we all got introduced to player 246, who's the man who's in the games to pay for the treatment for his daughter. And we also see the daughter meets worker number 11 previously at her first job. And now that she's met them in the games, you see that she's always keeping an eye on 246. But then at the end of the season, we see 246 and another player like surrender because they're like ambushed, they're out of ammo, and they can't do anything else. But then the worker that comes to shoot 246 purposely aims their gun lower to keep 246 alive.
Yes.
Now, when you look at the worker that shot 246,
Yes.
they're wearing a triangle mask. And worker number 11 has a triangle mask. So the theory is that she actually shot him lower to keep him alive. And when they're trying to harvest his organs, she's going to jump in and save them. Because her whole story is like trying to just put people out of their misery, right? But then she gets ordered not to.
Right.
So now she's learning not to because she's going to save him.
Oh. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. I think that's a pretty good theory because I definitely don't think he's dead.
Right. And as we know, like in movies or shows, if they don't show the body of the dead person,
Yeah.
he's not dead.
They're not. Yeah. Another theory that we've discussed is who is a secret VIP within the games.
Oh, yeah. This is crazy.
Okay. So we already know that in season 1, 001 was a VIP.
Right.
And he decided to join a game. And when he's talking to the front man, he literally tells him, I wouldn't have as much fun watching the games as I would playing. So he knows like it's more fun playing the games than watching people play it. Right. Yeah. Now, and also in season 1, we see another VIP that's kind of like short in stature. Right.
Yes.
He's very small. show. And now the theory is that we actually see one of those VIPs in season 2 and he's playing the games. So we know in the season 2 there's a bunch of different groups. There's Gi-hun's group, there's Player 120's group, and there's Thanos' group. But there's a theory that the VIP that's secretly in the games is in Thanos' group. And that player is Min-soo, the super shy kid that everybody's like, oh, that guy is not going to do anything. Like, he's just super scared. He just looks like a normal player. But when you really look at the evidence behind this theory, it is insane. So when you Google the cast of Squid Game Season 2 and you scroll down to Min-soo, it actually doesn't say Min-soo on his cast list. It says VIP number 3. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
It is a pretty crazy slip up if they accidentally put that as a cast name, like his name on the cast list.
Right. And we know that there's a lot of like symbolism in this show.
Yes.
Right. And before the big breakout fight between both sides in the like the headquarter bed area, Gi-hun is actually telling everybody that they are watching us. And then they ask him, who's they? And then he looks up, referencing that the people that are watching them are above them, right? And that they're the head like of the games. Now, when you watch the fight, who's the only one that was at the top? Min-soo. He was hiding at the top of all the beds when everyone else was down low.
Yeah.
So the theory is that that's just proving that Min-soo is a VIP and that he just can't handle the games. He thought it would be fun to play and he just can't handle it.
I mean, I totally believe that theory to be true.
Yeah.
It makes sense that some of the VIPs would consider playing.
Right. Especially if the old man is telling people that it's more fun to play than watch.
And then when he gets into the games, he realizes, oh shoot, this is a lot scarier than I thought.
Yeah. And now he can't take it. Also, if you really think about it, player 380 is dead, right?
Yeah.
He was like supposed to have like this redemption moment with her, I feel like, but he didn't. Player 380 is dead. What other big impact does Min-soo bring to the show with her dead and Thanos dead?
Yeah.
Really nothing.
Nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think he might actually be a VIP.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the only thing that could kind of like have any significance of his character.
Yeah. It could be just wishful thinking, but I think that would be like a crazy twist.
Yeah. I don't see him sacrificing himself. He had his opportunity multiple times to do the right thing and he never did.
Yeah. So Min-soo, VIP.
He's done. All right, moving on to the next theory. When we see guard number 11, when they're doing red light, green light, we see guard number 11. The other workers are trying to preserve these players to like barely keep them alive so they can harvest the organs. But we see number 11 wants to just kill them and put them out of their misery. And because she knows that they're going to try to take those bodies and harvest their organs.
Right.
So she wants to prevent that. We see her get in trouble for that. And the manager tells her, hey, the captain is going to be really upset if we don't get these harvested organs. Now, the only person that they refer to as captain in the show is the captain of the boat where the brother, the front man's brother is on the boat with him, and he's the captain. They always refer to him as the captain. And we see in season 2, the way they deliver the organs from the island is they have the workers dress up in scuba gear. And they take the organs underwater and take them somewhere. Now, we see that the captain reveals that he's bad. And the theory is that the captain of the ship is the captain they're referring to that delivers the organs and consumes the organs, right? I think what's going to happen is, as we know, the captain is bad, right? He kills one of the people on the boat. Yeah. And what's going to happen is these scuba divers are off to go meet the captain to deliver the organs, right? And on this captain's ship, we see that there's a hole in the boat, a compartment that's hidden where he's able to store bodies and organs in the boat.
Right. Why have that?
It's kind of suspicious, right? I think what's going to happen is the frontman's brother is going to be on the ship. They're going to notice one guy's missing. All of a sudden, the scuba divers are going to be delivering the organs to the boat.
Right.
And that's going to stir this whole conflict where the policeman is going to realize that, hey, this guy's bad. And they're going to get the scuba divers and have them take them to the island.
And you got to think about this too. The police officer, right, already knows that the games harvest organs.
Yes.
He saw it.
Right.
So he's going to put it together. He's a detective. Like, he knows.
He's not stupid.
Right. So he's going to definitely catch on.
Okay, moving on to the next theory. Now, you mentioned that there's the 2 games that you think is going to be played.
Right.
Now, there's one more game that's going to be played because every Squid Game has 6 games total. We know that there's 3 games left. So the one game that I think they're going to play is Jack and Jill.
Yes.
Now, we see the season 2 ending has a post-credit scene where we see Cholsu and Youngie, and they're in the room, a game room. Now, I think this is going to be Jack and Jill because this is like the Korean version of Jack and Jill, right?
Yeah.
And basically how the game goes is Jack and Jill fetch a pail of water, they climb up the mountain and try to get some water, right? Now, we see that there's also a red light and a green light in this game.
Yeah.
It's like a traffic light.
Right.
Like for a train. Now, what I think is going to happen is they're going to merge the 2 games where it's going to be actually climbing up a hill where there's going to be obstacles, but it's also red light, green light.
Yeah.
And I think players are going to be able to pull each other down and like mess each other up to fall off the mountain.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't show the mountain in the game, but I think the wall is going to open. I think you could kind of tell that there's like a wall that can open up.
Oh.
And I think that's going to reveal the mountain. Where one player is going to be controlling the red light, green light. Or no, Youngie is like red light, green light. And then Cholsu is going to be in charge of the obstacles of the mountain for the Jack and Jill game.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, because come on. We know that there's a lot of elderly people in this game.
Yeah.
Where physically it's going to be very tough to go up the mountain, get water, and not get killed.
Right.
Think of Fall Guys. I think it's going to be like Fall Guys, kind of working their way up the mountain.
I see a lot of theories saying it's not anything to do with red light, green light. But why would there be a red light and a green light there if it had nothing to do with red light, green light? So I definitely think it's going to have something to do with red light, green light. Because why would Youngie be there? You know, it's got to do something with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it doesn't make sense why include that little detail.
Right.
Okay, moving on to the next theory. We all want to know how Squid Game's going to end. Season 3, the big finale. And there's a theory that we've actually already been told how the show's going to end.
Dude, this one is so good because it makes so much sense.
So back in season 1, episode 5, we see that the detective, right, the policeman, when he's undercover as one of the guards at the games, he is underground under the island with one of the workers. And they show him there's bombs underneath the island.
Yeah.
There's tunnels that the VIPs can escape the island with.
Right.
And they can use these bombs to blow up the evidence of the island. They're saying, hey, don't touch the bombs. They could blow up the whole island. So I think what's going to happen is in season 3, they're going to call back to that scene. And the bombs, they're going to use those bombs to blow up the island, and that's how Gi-hun's going to destroy the games.
Yeah.
They're going to use the tunnels to escape off the island and then use the bombs to blow it up.
Right.
Exactly how it's explained in season 1.
Yeah, because when you think about it, you think in season 1 they were going to pay off that scene, but they didn't.
Right.
So it's got to pay off in season 2. Or season 3, I mean.
If they don't use those bombs and they're like, get to the island, like, what are we going to do? I'm going to be like, dude, really?
Yeah.
You know the bombs are there. Even though, the detective kind of lost some of his memory, I guarantee you he remembers it.
Yeah.
He's choosing not to say who his knowledge.
Right.
Because he's trying to hide his brother's identity too.
Exactly.
Because he could have told Gi-hun who the front man is.
Right.
But he chose to keep it within himself. So he's holding back a lot of information, and people are saying that, oh, he's forgetting things. I think he's just choosing not to say.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because he definitely didn't lose that much memory.
No, he knows exactly where it's at.
He knows.
Now the final theory not the final theory. I have 2 more theories. One theory that I think is going to shock everyone, that is really shocking to me, is that the front man, 001 in season 2, has a brother. Ooh. Now this brother is actually one of the main characters of the show, which is 456. Now you think it's crazy, right? Crazy detail. How are they brothers?
Yeah.
So the theory is in season 1, we see Gi-hun and he's getting food with the old man, and they say, here's your milk, right? And he goes, oh, I can't drink plain milk. I need chocolate.
Yeah.
So then the old man's like, hey, you're just like my son. Fast forward to season 2, we see the front man hand his milk to player 222 because he says, I can't even drink plain milk.
Right.
Now, we see the front man have this special connection with this VIP 001, the old man.
Yeah.
He's there for his final moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it sure seems like there's a special connection that they have, as if they're father and son.
Right.
And we also know that the front man is just half brothers to the police officer.
Yes.
See, the police officer and the mom, they're together.
Right.
But the mom married probably the VIP 001, and in turn making the front man be a stepbrother.
Right.
To the police officer.
There's a reason why they had put that in the conversation with the police officer and his mom. Because nowhere else does she ever say that it's your stepbrother besides season 2.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to pay that off. It's got to do with something a lot bigger.
Yeah. I think that's going to be really shocking, right? To see that the front man and Gi-hun are brothers. That would be pretty epic.
I think that's going to be probably the biggest twist, especially because there's been so many small details that could point to it.
You want to know what else is crazy about Gi-hun?
Huh.
Gi-hun also doesn't have a dad in the show. It's just him and his mom too, right? And then his mom passed away.
Right.
So there's something there. They both lack a mom and a dad, technically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Makes sense.
That could work. That's what's so great about theories. They could work and they can't work at the same time.
Okay, moving on to the last theory. Now, we know that there's going to be a lot of deaths in season 3, and I think this one photo kind of reveals who's going to die.
This one is crazy.
We know that Netflix just posted this video of the cast after filming season 3, and they're taking this group photo. Some of the cast members are sitting down and some are standing up. And I think the theory is behind this photo is that the people that are sitting down are going to be the characters that die, and the players that are standing up are the players that are going to live.
Yeah.
So let's go through the players who are sitting down, okay? The cop, the police officer, most likely will die. Player 007 will die. 333 will die. 001, the front man, will die. I think Gi-hun's going to kill him. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
388 will die. Player 149 and player 222 will die. Now, player 149, it's going to be very sad, right?
Yes.
In player 222, yes, she's pregnant, but they made a point to say that her baby is coming soon. So I think she's going to have her baby before she dies. I think she's going to have her baby during the games.
No, For sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely, she's going to have it during the games.
And I think what's going to happen is player 222 will have her baby. She will die. And then guard number 11 will adopt the baby. Because guard number 11
Ooh, yeah.
doesn't have, she can't find her kid.
Right.
Her kid is somewhere in North Korea, right? And she can't find
Yeah.
her. So it makes sense to fulfill that need and to pay it off.
Mhm.
She adopts the baby.
Yeah.
Now, let's go over the players that are standing up. We see player 456 is standing up, Gi-hun,
Yeah.
who will most likely successfully end the games, destroy the games.
Mhm.
Worker number 11 is still standing.
Yep.
And player 120 is standing. And I think it's because they're going to win the games.
See, that's crazy.
Player 120 is well equipped, can fight, can do all the challenges very well,
Yeah.
and makes sense that they'll win.
Right.
And the actress who plays player 149 did say, be prepared to shed a lot of tears in season 3 because it's going to be very sad.
Ooh,
Now, when it comes to Squid Game, what makes the show sad is deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Deaths make the show sad.
Mm-hmm.
And in a game, in a show where there's a lot of deaths, I think when they're saying there's going to be a lot of sad scenes, there's going to be a lot of deaths in season 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there could only be one winner. I think they're going to still stick to the games happening.
Right. We got to remember, in Squid Game, no matter what happens, the games are going to go on.
Right.
So there's definitely going to be a winner.
Yeah, and I think even though Gi-hun tried to overthrow the games and he failed at the end of season 2,
Yeah.
they're not going to just be like, let's kill all these players. They're going to be like, no, we're going to have them play it out still.
Right. You got to remember, there is something that's causing them to keep the games going, right? And that's for the VIPs.
Yeah.
The VIPs have some sort of power to keep the games.
Yeah.
Right. So no matter what happens, they know they have to keep the games going for them.
Isn't it really weird, though, how we haven't seen a single VIP this season?
Or have we?
No, I agree.
No,
I agree.
I know.
But we didn't see any of the VIPs show up with the animal masks or, we didn't see any of that.
Right. If I recall correctly, the first time we see a VIP in season 1 is when they're playing the glass bridge.
Right. The glass bridge is second to last game.
Right. So it makes sense that we're probably going to see them that second to last game or even the third game. Maybe they come early to watch the games more.
Do you think they were just watching the games early on, or you think they only want to come in when it's the last couple of games?
Well, I think they're watching from a different location.
Uh-huh.
It's like almost like it's like TV for them, and they're watching the whole thing. But they do come in person for the last few games.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think they're watching the whole thing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right, and they really just don't care.
Yeah, because we know eventually that the VIPs get to the main island.
Yeah.
Well, we do know that there's rumors that Leonardo DiCaprio will be in season 3.
Right.
I find that hard to believe. If you asked me right now to put money on it, I would not.
Yeah.
I think that news would have broke out early on.
There's also been a theory going around that player 100, the old man,
Yeah.
is a VIP. Because apparently there's another VIP that kind of looks the same as him. And also, he apparently has the most debt out of everybody in the games.
Yeah.
So how do you acquire that much money? So I don't know. That was the evidence they brought for like a VIP. But I just don't think he would be a VIP.
I also heard a theory that Thanos might not be dead.
There's no way.
And that the drugs he takes
Yeah.
is actually going to play a role in season 3, like how it prevented his death.
Hmm.
I think it's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did as much as he could.
Yeah.
And now he's out.
I mean, I could see them trying to harvest his organs, and all of a sudden he wakes up because of the drugs or something.
Yeah, but dude, he lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a little bit since we've talked to you guys, but we appreciate all of you who've been supporting us, and we just really appreciate you guys. So we hope you guys have a great year this year. Yeah, stay tuned for more Just the Nobody's content, and we'll see you guys very soon.
Love you guys.
See you guys very soon. I am losing it. I don't know how to outro these videos anymore. But we love you guys so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok. We'll see you guys next week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Yep. Excited for 2025. Let's get it.
God bless you guys. Love you.